Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the penultimate week in Division 2. We've got a great matchup for you today between Calamity and Patriots FTW. My name is Atomo, and I'm joined by my unusual co-caster in the sense that we don't usually have him on the show. It's Radox. How are you doing?
Hello guys, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Glad to have you. We've had you on the Reddit League show several times, but we haven't had you cast maybe since season 2 was the last time you casted a video with us.
Yeah,
So,
it's been a long time.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely looking
I
forward
thought
to this
we
one.
need to get rid of Calamity for once to have some peace of mind.
Yeah, and what better matchup to do it on than his own, where he usually just moans about how horrible he played. So we'll get Radox's take on things here today, as we'll take a look at their stats here. Yeah, Radox, Calamity at the top of Division 2, fighting for promotion. Patriots at the bottom, trying to stay afloat. So both of them fighting for a lot, but different things.
Yeah, definitely. Calamity has an average points of over 24,000, while Patriots is below 21,000. So definitely feels like there's a huge gap between the two at the moment. Yeah, also Calamity has 5 times as much aces. And of course, yeah, is in first. So not surprising with so many aces. But then again, it's the end of the season. So maybe it's Calamity choke season. So we might get an exciting game. Who knows?
Yeah, there's a reason why he's still in Division 2 is because the last couple seasons he's been unable to clinch the playoff spot in the last few weeks. It is interesting to point out that Patriots has 3 wins and Calamity's got 4. So while Calamity has been putting up some pretty good numbers, his opponents have been equal to the task, and he's only got 1 more win than Patriots. And a lot of those points coming in the bonus points and draws there for him. So yeah, they're both definitely capable of putting up some good games and taking this one for this. So without further ado, let us just jump right in. Oh, we gotta talk about the map. Sorry. So the map they'll be playing on is Singapore. So that 5 times aces number there for Calamity Radox might come into effect here, given how small Singapore really is.
Yeah, that might be a slight advantage for him. Even though I feel like when I played Singapore, I felt like the pinpointing is actually not the biggest problem in Singapore. It's mainly, in my opinion, finding out which area that you're in. Once you know the area, usually pinpointing is very, even for me, it's like rather easy because you have so many buildings, so many stores, so much to look for. And yeah, then it's usually not that hard.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the streets do have their names after the district they're in, so you can kind of get a big bird's eye view of Singapore and then find a name that looks similar to your road name and then zoom in on that. But it's not 100% guaranteed that that's going to be what happens. So if you can find a good sign, you're set, but it could take you a while. And in Division 2, they've only got 3.5 minutes. So we'll see how that time affects them in their pinpointing for this one. So yeah, let's just jump right in and see how Calamity and Patriots do here in round number 1. And a little bit of a rough one. Lun Sinang, which is, I believe, sort of a district in Singapore. Neither of them jumping to the map right away.
What I found interesting is that some roads are called Chalan in Singapore, but a lot of roads are not. And I think they're a little bit restricted to some areas, maybe where there's more Malaysians, or I don't know what the idea behind calling some roads Jalan and some roads not is. So, yeah.
But yeah, as you mentioned, so far not really able to find anything concrete to base their pinpointing on. Patriots taking it's better to scan the map and find what you've got than to find anything new. But in the meantime, Calamity's got a decent sign up ahead of him there. And that's going to be a very nice sign for him if he moves a little bit further. But no, he's actually got the district down with that sign. And now Patriots behind here looking for that information.
Yeah, those neighborhoods can be sometimes quite scary to escape. Like I had one round in my practice where I could not find the way out.
Yeah, exactly. As you say that, Patriots hits a dead end there and has to go back to the start. A minute and a half still left to go, but neither of them really down to pinpointing quite yet. Calamity's got the general area. Patriots still a little bit lost in the maze. Needs to get out of this suburb if he's going to have a chance in this first round. And he's back to map scrolling, so... I mean, Singapore isn't that big, Radox, but really, I don't think you want to spend 2.5 minutes scouring the map for a road.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, if you want to browse the map, it feels like it's bigger than you actually want it to be. All of a sudden, yeah.
You think, how it's so small. There's no way I can't find this road in 3 minutes. And then after 3 minutes, you're like, oh, I didn't find it. It is small, but very dense, which is going to cause a little bit of a trick. And there we go. Calamity seems to have narrowed in on the neighborhood at least. Patriots keeps circling the right area. He feels like it should be in this place, but hasn't really found anything worth dropping a pin at with 20 seconds left to go. And Calamity is going to rush in the last few seconds here to try to pinpoint this one. I think he does have the street, Radox.
Yep, looks like he might.
And Patriots will guess early and far off, which is a bit odd. I guess kind of giving up a bit, not able to find that row with a few seconds left. 1,358 points for him and an ace for Calamity. So yeah, Radox, after one round, it's big, huge advantage to Calamity.
That always feels like a very terrible for a player if you do a score of 1,000 on such a map like Singapore in round one. It feels like you're already mentally defeated. Yeah, feels terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see what that does to Patriots as we get into round number 2 here, and another apartment complex, a bit of a maze again to try to get out of, but signs.
Oh yeah, I remember this round. I had trouble escaping it because I think I went the wrong way, but eventually, yeah, it should be possible.
Yeah, these places are definitely something that you need to kind of take good mental mapping to keep track of where you've been, where you need to go. In the meantime, Calamity easily gets out of it. Shows us it's not that hard.
Yeah, it's kind of a
bit of luck.
Weird plaza in that neighborhood. It's like, yeah, it confused me a little bit when I played it. But yeah, once you go both ways, you find the way to the main street, at least eventually. But yeah, looks like Patriots has the same struggle as I had.
Trying to click out. There we go. Head on straight through there, and that'll help him out. It is really interesting, though, that often these apartment numbers are on the map in Singapore. So if you are stuck in this kind of complex and you're like, how do I pinpoint this? Well, don't disregard those numbers. They do show up often. So that's why Calamity is checking out. There's 60A in a strange complex, and he'll try to find a number that'll match. Along Baru and Lavender Street for Patriots. He's actually slow enough that we can read them. Calamity goes too fast. Can't read anything.
Yeah, looks like another round where Calamity looks like he's the better player.
Yeah,
but I think Patriots will be able to salvage this round because if I remember, it's not that hard to find.
Yeah, he's got Kalong District on his screen already, so he's at least in the right neighborhood compared to the last round. but Calamity with about a minute left now is ever approaching that pinpointing. And there you go. There's those apartment numbers for him. That'll help him out. And a little bit slower for Patriots, but going to get a much better score than 1,300 from the last one.
Yeah, that's at least something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Patriots is fighting for survival at the bottom of the table, but it is kind of a long shot anyways, knowing especially you're up against Calamity, so maybe not a whole lot of practice, Radox, for him in Singapore?
Yeah, it's hard to know how much you practice just from seeing it, I guess. But I'm not sure if some people thought, before I actually practiced, people always said, oh, it's going to be so many 25K. But when I practiced, I felt like it is harder than I expected. So maybe if some people were like thinking they can easily 25K with little practice, they might pay the price.
Yeah, Singapore can give you kind of easy seeds, as Patriots will get in the right neighborhood, getting him 4,039 points, but not quite enough to catch up to Calamity's ever-growing lead as he gets a second ace in this one. So yeah, sometimes it's an easy seed, sometimes it's not, and it's definitely proving to be more difficult. Calamity using almost all his time to pinpoint the first 2 rounds, and Patriots just not able to find anything, Radox.
Yeah, I just see now that in a Patriots title it says featuring Sick Me, so it looks like he was not feeling that great when he was playing as well. So that might explain things.
Yeah, it might explain things a little bit, which is a bit unfortunate. As we'll jump into round number 3 here. And we're finally at least on a main road, not stuck in some suburb development. A couple buildings nearby to give us some good pinpointing.
Yeah, basically, Patriots has to hope for some really hard rounds now, because he probably knows he's behind at this point. So what he really doesn't want is easy rounds now, because then it's almost like impossible to catch up with Calamity.
Yeah, but Steng Kong East is a major road and a district in Singapore, so he should be able to find that on the map, as Calamity already has. And Anchorvale Lane, that's what it is. I thought it was Artichoke for a second. I don't know why. But Calamity's already on the right road. And there we go. Patriots not too far behind. He's finally in the right district. Or he was, if he stopped scrolling. But an ace for Calamity in a 3rd round. Radox leaves very little hope for Patriots, but
yeah, that's not the round he wanted to see.
Nice sign right there. Anchorvale Road and Drive.
I always like to use those letters from the blue road to find the approximate area first when I don't know where I am. So
yeah, the same road in Singapore, the name changes several times as it kind of travels. So if you can find the right 3-letter combination, it does help you out quite a bit.
Yeah, because then you can often find the smaller roads without losing 2 minutes on searching the map. If you know those letters.
Finally. Still got a minute and a half to go, so he's not in trouble quite yet. But we might actually see a decent round out of Patriots here.
Yeah, let's hope he can 5K this, so at least there's a chance for him to come back.
Mathematically, yeah.
If this is another fail, then... but yeah, I mean, he has the right area, so it won't matter that much anyway.
And there's Anchorvale Lane to the west of him. If he actually sees it on his map, I don't know. Seems to have overlooked it for a little bit. Focusing on that crossroad instead. There we go. Slow and steady, Radox. Slow and steady.
Yep.
He'll get there in the end.
He's not the fastest. Reminds me of my pinpointing.
Yeah.
Getting the right area after 1 minute and then spending several minutes finding the exact spot.
No, I know how you feel, man. I'm right there with you. I loved how he tried to zoom in on those signs and they all disappeared when he shifted his position. Like, oh. He's got the right spot, but he's not really too confident about it. And, oh, no, it's not the right spot. He's much further down than he thought he was.
Oh,
Even
wow,
I thought he was closer than he actually was, but a bit misleading on a few of the signs, which catches him off guard. So 4,273 points for him. A little closer in every round after the disastrous start, but still Calamity perfect after 3.
Yep. He's very solid, very fast as well. Makes it feel like there's a huge gap between those.
Yeah, and we're kind of really seeing here as we will jump into round number 4 and keep things going. How competitive and crazy Division 2 can be. Like a player as good as Patriots, you really have to practice, put in the work. Even a map like Singapore can give you some trouble, and people like Calamity are not going to hand you an easy win, to say the least.
Yeah, I remember this round was horrible for me. I think this is the round that I meant where when I practiced this seed, I did not find out where you can get out to a really major area, or did I? Oh, it took me a long time. So this is maybe Patriots' chance to catch up. If he 5Ks and let's say Calamity doesn't even get the area, then it's almost tied.
Yeah, Calamity's sitting at 15,000, Patriots 9,670, which may sound like it's unbelievable, but we still have 2 rounds to go, so he's mathematically still in this, even if it is a bit out of reach. He'll need pretty much a miracle here to help him get back into this one, and it's got to start in this round. He can't wait for the next one.
Yep, this is probably the round. I don't remember what round 5 is, but at least this round is a little bit complicated.
Yeah, Calamity has made out to some kind of road. And it is Holland Road, which is a major road, easy to spot. And he has found it. So, yeah, a bit rough for Patriots for a penultimate week for him, which will see him really have to go into next week on a world map, guns blazing, if he wants to have a chance at staying in Division 2 after quite a meteoric rise. Patriots started in Division 4 2 seasons ago. 2 back-to-back promotions sees him in Division 2 this season.
Yeah, that's very impressive on its own, of course, being promoted twice in a row. But yeah, looks like Division 2 might be where he cannot get higher than that at the moment.
And in the meantime, Calamity just doing his thing. We don't need to worry about him. And you don't show it long enough for me to... Calamity, you know he casts videos. Please slow down. There we go. 5,000. I got it. Paused it perfectly. An ace for him there, 1 meter away. Patriots still pretty desperate. Hasn't been able to really get out of this one.
Yeah, I think he doesn't really know where exactly he is.
Yeah, a bit of a loss for purpose as well. He's tried a few ways. None of them have worked. Not too happy about trying some more. Oh, way out to Holland Road. There you go. That's a great sign.
Oh, yeah, that's actually great. It even tells you Holland Road, and Holland Road is such a major road.
You don't even need to go to it.
Get out. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's possible. I did not see that myself.
Oh, it's right there on his screen, and he went right past it.
Oh, no.
He zoomed in like straight on it. And then, he'll be kicking himself when he watches that one back. He literally zoomed in right above Holland Road down there and then started to shift to the west. Another kind of screecher from him, 1,205, but I mean, to be fair, he didn't have as much information as Calamity did, and got a little bit lost in the weeds in that one. So yeah, he's mathematically out of this one already with the whole round to go, Radox.
Yeah, this is GG, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like
Pretty much.
Calamity is not choking this time. That's for sure.
Nope, he's on a perfect game with 1 round to go, and ooh. Now highways, now they can be tricky because there is no pinpointing help. So this might actually be the hardest round of the game, believe it or not. Because
well, I think there's always pinpointing help. Maybe not at the exact spot where you start, but
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's Singapore. There's so many buildings, so it's just maybe you need to move a few steps. So yeah, this shouldn't be the hardest round in my opinion.
I know I would rather be in some suburb than on a highway in Singapore, but
yeah, I guess it depends how easy you can escape the suburb.
yeah, and also the coast to the south there is very helpful. So Calamity's already honed in on that. I don't know if Patriots has picked up on the fact that we are right along the coast.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky here. On one hand, you have a lot of palms, but it doesn't feel like a coastal location to me, or it didn't initially.
Yeah, Patriots definitely going back to the start way too often. He needs to travel in a direction, see something, and use that to work his way backward. And he's hoping there's a sign really close to the start. Maybe the good old NyQuil is kicking in about now, and
yeah, I didn't notice that, but yeah, that could be a thing to improve if he does that on a regular basis, maybe.
yeah. And don't worry, Patriots. I'm only saying it because this is what Calamity yells at me all the time. Stop going back. Just keep going. Find more information, then go back at the last second. Okay. I'll try. Yeah, but he's got the road. I don't know what he's looking for. He's already found the road number and the general area he's in. Maybe just making sure he's not mistaken. Not 100% confident in Singapore, but Calamity definitely confident. But now the pressure's on for him, not for the win, but for the perfect game. So if he drops points here, he'd really hate himself.
Yeah, there's a few buildings right next to the start, and I think Patriots looked at one of them that's even on the map where you can read the name of it. Yeah, is it this one? No, not this one. Yeah. I don't know, but you have to only move like 1 or 2 steps at the start of this location to see the building that can help you to pinpoint.
Yeah, that point of interest is right there on Calamity's
it's
screen.
This one, yeah, radio control thing. I think this one is on the map, if I remember.
Moderators Club or something? Monitors Club? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of blocked by a convenient lamppost.
Yeah, or is it a post or is it a tree? I don't know.
I think it's a post, but it might be the perspective. And Calamity will get the perfect game. That building does help him out quite a bit.
Yeah, 25K.
Very nice. So not only does Calamity seal his promotion to Division 1 this week, a week early, not a clutch, and in fact, probably his like literally his best game ever in Reddit League, his first perfect game. And Patriots, whether it's sick or lack of practice or what, definitely just not up to the task for this one. But we definitely hope he's not out of Division 2 quite yet. There's still 1 more week to go, and he has a chance to survive, if nothing else, for the relegation playoffs in a couple of weeks. Definitely a good player, just not his day, Redox.
Yeah, not his day. Probably multiple factors coming together, and having a bad start on such a map is like, yeah, very, very frustrating. So yeah. And Calamity did his best, and so yeah, let's hope for Patriots that he can turn it around in the last game.
Indeed. Well, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this cast, definitely hit that subscribe button because we've got lots more coming your way as we get into the playoffs and the championship playoffs starting next week in Division 1 for the champion of Division 1 of all of Reddit League. So you don't want to miss that. So hit that button and we will see you in the next one. Take care.
See you guys. Bye-bye.